Alright, so I'm trying my first video here on a video game. This is Fishing Sim World, and I've been playing the online and single player modes as I've been going through here, trying to get better at the tournaments. Really feel like the bass fishing part of it is where I excel. If you've seen the rest of my videos on YouTube, you know that I've got 2 smallmouth bass and a largemouth bass in my aquarium. I do a lot of the feeding videos and stuff like that. I really love bass fishing. So I found this game, just getting started with it. Went to the Johnson Open. As you can see, I've got the #1 ranking 4 different times now. And just kind of wanted to share how I'm doing that. It was actually took me a while to get my first win, and now I've got 4 straight wins. Averaging stringer about 35 to 40 pounds depending on the day. But wanted to share this with you, show you what I'm doing, so that if you're having difficulty, maybe I can help you out, help get you to that next level. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm setting up here. So I'll show you my launch point, where I start at, and thankfully the spot that I go fishing in is really close to the boat launch, so you don't have to spend a lot of time driving. There's no real guesswork in terms of where the location is. Very easy to find, very straightforward. So I think you're really gonna be surprised at how easy this can be. So start off at the dock. You get the beautiful cut screen. I mean, I love these graphics. It's a great game so far, and I do go out of the starter location, which is Baker's Bay. So as that loads up, kind of explain to you where I'm going. If you look at that little bay down there, I'm going straight south. I want to be at that southern edge. There's some lily pads set up down there. There's one specific spot you can come in and around, and you get lily pads literally on 2/3 of your location. So, and that's a spot that I normally fish out of, and you can see I'm gonna come around here, and this pad out here, there's more down south, but I've really had just so much luck with this spot over here. Right here as we go in, you can see the little inlet. Don't be afraid to cast directly into the lily pads. But let's talk inventory for a second. So I'm using Guru Pulse Monoline. I've got the 2-inch Deluxe Gold Frog. I'm using just a standard reel, and I got the Sonic Magna Travel rod. So nothing outrageous that you can't get with a little work. But yeah, so fairly straightforward. We could talk about the retrieval. So I do use the Total Control casting, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Let's talk, we could talk about the retrieval, what I do there, and the strike. So the first thing is the cast. So we're going to get set up to cast. Okay, you can see we're in the water at 28 yards. The first thing I do is lower the tip of the rod. I find that helps with the strikes. I also, the other thing I do is I go down to speed 1. So real slow retrieval. I'm just looking to get that first little bit of interest. Don't normally twitch. Sometimes I will, just to see if I can get something to hit it. But now you see we've got the stop and go slow. So I do that quite a bit. I do leave it sit sometimes for quite a while to try to get that fish to bite. So it's really about just alternating up your reeling. Again, not doing any twitching here. But letting it sit long enough for something big to come hit it. So I do go very slow. I think it's true what they say. It's impossible to go too slow, but it is possible to go too fast. If things aren't biting, you may need to look at increasing your speed. But with this setup, I really got to say I really enjoy going slow and taking my time, letting that frog sit on the lily pads, looking for that big strike. And what I found is it's uncommon really to get a bite within 10 yards, but not impossible. I've had a couple hit 3 yards out, really surprised me. Really let the fish run with the line before I was able to strike. So it wasn't without its good points, but it could definitely surprise you if you're not expecting it. And So nothing on the first cast. We're gonna move a little. I do like to cover a lot of ground when I'm fishing, so you will notice that I will go from the far left all the way over to the right. And I will say, getting that perfect strike is really, really important when it comes to keeping a big fish on the line. You want to make sure that that hook set is good. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of problems with the fish throwing the hook. They do a very good job of making that part of the experience lifelike. If you don't get a good hook set, you're probably going to lose the fish. That's not to say you always will, but I know I've lost several, and it can be frustrating. It can definitely be frustrating. But generally speaking, I like to have my full weight by about halfway into the tournament. So at the 10-minute mark, if I'm not close to my 40 pounds, I do tend to worry a bit. I like to try to improve on that when I can. But you can see right now, I'm actually I'm kind of struggling a bit. I'm not really getting a whole lot of bites. And I'm hoping that's because I'm drawing the attention of larger fish that are a little bit more finicky with their food. Or not. So, again, there's that hook set I was talking about. This is a smaller bass. Set really close to the boat, and that's an interesting glitch. But as soon as he gets tired enough, I'll be able to land him and get him in the net. And we'll see how much the first fish weighs. So at 4 pounds, that's not a great weight. Definitely want to be up around 8 pounds on the average. So look to improve on that. And that's why I said if you can get to half your weight, or if you can get to your weight by about 10 minutes in, definitely helpful. Because you may need to throw some of these back and get bigger fish. Again, just trying to vary the retrieval. No twitching. Got it on the lowest setting, which is 1. Bringing the reel in. If I don't get a perfect strike, I do like to take my drag down to 19. Keeps it off the high end of the meter there. And like I said, the key really a lot of times is just letting that frog sit long enough to get hit. Somebody's making the decision to bite him. And so poor strike, you can see I'm going to come down here to 19. Again, to try to keep the pressure off the high end. I do use the twitch mechanism to get the low end up. And still no avail. So that's the importance of that hook set, really, is making sure that you have that hook set good so that they don't throw the hook like that. And that may come back to bite me, no pun intended. not freaking out just yet, but I am watching that clock. And obviously this is not where I want to be long term. I need to get that weight up. I'm currently sitting in 80th place, 81st. All right, so definitely feeling some pressure now. Again, by this time I like to have my full stringer, and they're just not biting right now for some reason. So I don't know if I've overfished this area in previous tournaments and the game's adapting to my style, or what exactly is going on here, but definitely looking to get these numbers up here. And that'll help. That's a big fish. So we're at 4 pounds on the nose. It'll be interesting to see how large this fish is. He's putting up a hell of a fight, especially, man, with that little drag. Still getting that to run out. All right, so a 10-pounder there definitely helps the cause. And we're going to keep fishing this edge. It seems like we get larger fish over here. Takes a little longer to land them, but as you can see, I went from 98th place to 2nd place just like that. So, and down to 3rd. So we need to keep hitting. And that one, the fish, unfortunately was coming right at me when he hit that. This is going to be another tough one to land. And as you can see, I lost another one. It's just been a rough day with the strike. So again, he was coming right at me. Not a whole lot I could do. Would have preferred that they hit it from the side or from the front going back, but it is what it is. Now there's a good strike. That's what I was looking for. Get him coming across. As you can see, he's making a beeline right towards the boat. I think this is going to be another good fish. Patience is key, as you can tell. Again, I went as low as 98th. I think everybody would love to stay in the top 1 or 2 for every single minute of the tournament. Doesn't always work out like that. But now we're sitting at 14 pounds. We've got a 4-pounder, we've got a 10-pounder. So it'll be interesting to see where this fish comes in. So we're at 18 pounds, so 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Moves me up to 5th, but really not good enough, honestly, for what we need to do here. So, again, it's going to come right down to the last minute, I think, trying to make this, get this win. So, nothing like a little stress. But that's one of the joys of the game. If you like playing a simulation, it does do a good job. The fish aren't always going to be the same, even in the same area. Different bite patterns, where they strike from. Can be maddeningly lifelike. And then, like I said, having 2 fish where I had bad hook sets and knowing that really it's on me. Difficult. But that'll help. So, and that looks like it's going to be a good size fish. Even the 4-pounders, I mean, unless you're maxed out and the fish isn't going to count, it's just a waste of time. Every fish counts. So, and you can see with the drag set at 19, you do get a lot of the low level warnings. Not nearly as many of the high though. So it gives me a little more confidence. Like I said, really on a weaker hook set, I know this is a perfect. I could definitely crank it up, but he's ready to come in. And hey, there we are, number 1, 28 pounds total. So that was a good fish. And again, 4 minutes to go. I think we have the opportunity to improve upon that. So I'm really hoping we can land one more fish here. That should be enough. Normally, I've never won with anything less than 35 pounds. So I'm really looking for a 7-pound fish here at minimum. And I'll feel a lot better if I can get that 35-pound mark, but I'd feel even better if I could get that 40-pound mark. Never had anybody come within 5 pounds of that while I've been in the tournament. Another good strike. Another big fish. And the reason I know it's a big fish, again, with the lighter drag set, anytime you get a fish that's taking you up and giving you a high tension warning, you know you got a good sized fish. And you can see the way this guy's moving, he's covering a lot of ground. This is a very good fighting fish, very active. And that did the trick. That got us to 36 pounds. Like I said, this spot always produces. I think this is like my 2nd lowest total, just to give you an idea. So, again, right by the boat landing, really easy to put in, to get to quickly to start fishing, so you're not wasting a whole lot of time. And literally on this game, every second can count in these tournaments. So, I've had fish on the line as the clock expired, and they were fish that I needed. So it can really help to find a place like this that's close to the dock. All right, let's see if we can improve on that 36 pounds. Another good fighting fish. I think we're gonna do better. I think this is gonna get us up around that 40-pound mark that we wanted to be at. And not at all. Wow. I improved slightly over one of the other fish that was in the hopper, which is a good thing. But here's something interesting. So you see we've got the, there's a fish out here that's working, and I got so excited I just messed up the cast completely. But we got a big fish right here working, and I'm hoping we can tempt him into biting. All right, I'm gonna get one more cast in here, and that's probably gonna be it. Oh, and terrible. Again, too excited, wanted too bad. Continue to crumble under pressure. Still got the lead. I'm feeling fairly confident with 27 seconds left to go that should be able to pull off the victory here. I've got a 8-pound lead at this point, so not terribly concerned as we come into the final seconds here. Really would have liked to have been able to land this fish. Not gonna happen, but we did get him to strike. So this is where I said every second counts, and you see there the game comes to an end. I've got a fish on the line. That's why getting out of the boat launch so quickly into your spot is so important. And let's see where we ended up, get the official results. And I did get win number 5 consecutively with 36 pounds on that stringer. Again, that's a little lighter than I'd like, but a win's a win. So I'm gonna go to the trophy presentation. I've seen this a number of times now. Hopefully you picked up enough tips and tricks in this video to be able to get past this lake yourself, if that's what you're looking to do. Otherwise, there's other spots around this lake. There's more lily pads even further out than I went to. There's a number of different structures in this lake. So I think my personal best out of this is a 15-pounder. So I think there's a lot of good fish in this lake. I don't feel it's like they taper it or tear it or anything like that. It just, you know, so you can tell I'm not just blabbing about it. You can see right there, I've got the 15-pound largemouth. And you can see where I caught that right there at Lake Johnson. So that's the tournament. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time.